Hi, and welcome to the one-stop solution of Docker and Kubernetes. The goal of this video is to give you a small platform tour so that you can utilize maximum out of this platform, as well as a brief overview of what section is important, how you should proceed with that, which section you can skip, which section you should really watch, and which are really little bit optional in the section. This will make your learning journey a bit better, but before going into that part of it, here are my 2 cents, two advice that will make sure that you learn really at your maximum potential. The number one advice, it sounds a little bit obvious, but always make sure that you are taking notes. These are super important. There is a way how you can take the notes on the platform as well, but still my recommended way is to grab a pen and paper or a notebook and please write down that. Only a small jotting really emphasize that you're learning, and it keeps you engaged in the content as well so that you actually finishes the content. Finishing the content on Udemy is a big challenge. It's no hidden secret. Everybody knows it. Another, my small tip is make sure you have something to drink with you in the course. It can be a tea, which is my favorite, but along water also works really well. So make sure you grab a bottle, something to sip in between the course. I have noticeably seen an exponential increase in the attention span when you actually do that. Apart from this, that's it. Let me take you onto the course screen so that I can show you the walkthrough a bit of the course itself. And don't worry, I'll always be here. So I'll just want you to focus more on the screen. So I'll just go ahead and hide myself, but nothing to worry. I'm always here. So no worries on that part. So first of all, this is how you see as a student the entire platform. If any point in time you feel like, hey, I'm going a bit fast or my co-instructor is going fast, you have the option here with the playback rate. You can slow us down or make it super fast, however you like. My recommendation is it's not really that great that you should actually watch in 1.5 2x or into 1.5. I highly recommend 1x because it makes sure that you are learning in the real-time mode and you give your brain enough time to actually process this. Apart from this is your volume control. You have the ability to transcript the video. We have uploaded some great transcript for this one. You have the captions as well. Then you have the settings. Make sure you go into 1080p. We actually upload in a much higher quality, but Udemy gives it 1080 at a max. It starts with 720 when the course is released out, but eventually when people request directly to Udemy, not to us, is, hey, please roll out the 1080p. This is something which is in control of Udemy, not to us. Apart from this, these are full screen and expanded view, which actually gives you more room here. That's a nice one as well. Now you have some of the learning tools on the Udemy as well, like setting up the reminders, which are pretty useful. Reviews, although they call it as bit of feedback, but this is actually a review that actually goes onto the course. It's really super valuable for us, and we really need students' good words so that we can keep on working really hard. We rarely do announcement, but if something announcement is done, that means we have added some more content to the course. That is all the announcement we do in other courses as well. So we don't post anything else, just, hey, more content is there. If there is a requirement, we certainly will like to do that. Or reach us out on Twitter. We are super active there and we would love to add more content if it adds value to your learning. Then we have notes. As I said, notes are pretty good, but I really don't like the notes to be here. I like it onto my notebook or my Notion. Feel free to use whatever you like. You have Q&A as well, questions and answer. Make sure you help the community as well, and community will definitely help you out. We have our teaching assistants here roaming around to answering the questions. And apart from this, we also hang out in the Q&A section to answer your questions. Overview is nothing you have to do. You can just totally ignore it. This is mostly about what the course is and all of that. You have already seen that. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the introduction, which is not going to give you much of the value in this introduction part. Then we have the container introduction. This is where the real learning begins. And you might see that we have only limited number of topics going on here. Docker Essential for Beginners, networking, then the Docker Compose, and these are the only one. You can actually go ahead and learn probably like 5 more hours or probably 50 more hours in the Docker, but that is not required. Once you understand these foundations and basic, you can apply the same principle in Node application, in Spring application, in any application that you can imagine. This is more than enough. Don't go into the tutorial rabbit hole. This is more than enough for you. After that, we start the Kubernetes, and this is where the fun begins. The first introduction section in itself is a 3-hour long, which is a lot. And for you to complete this is not going to take 3 hours. These are very precise, very edited videos. This is probably going to take you 2x of the time, whatever the section you are trying to complete. Yeah, this is usually the case for us, 2x of the time, whatever it says here. So we can see we have the pod deployment, everything. This is done and recorded by Piyush, who is a super expert, have worked in the FANG and super expert in Kubernetes in all infrastructure. So you will absolutely love this. After that, we have Kubernetes for developer, a section focused for the developers that, hey, you already know the part of designing or developing the application, and now we'll help you to understand the superpower of Kubernetes and how you can make your application more available to the most user most of the time. Then we have the Kubernetes storage and Kubernetes, that's it. So this is the part only you need to learn to Kubernetes unless and until you're going for the whole certification and all those things. But this is more than enough for anybody in DevOps or in developer section or even probably in the higher roles in the organization. After that, the section 9, 10, and 11 is our favorite section, where we worked on the managed Kubernetes services. These are covered by the three major provider of the clouds. So we have covered Google, we have covered Azure, we have covered Amazon as well. All these are managed Kubernetes services, so you don't have to do everything on your own. They actually do a lot of management. And we have gone through with theory as well as basics as well as practicals, that how you can set up an application on Google, Azure, and all of that. This is pretty intense of a section with the auto scaling, dynamic provision. As you can see, we haven't left any stone unturned. We have walked you through how to actually create an account, then channels, the node pools, provisioning, auto provisioning, and then we have worked on dynamic provisioning. Everything is there. Same goes for Azure. If you look at this, we haven't left any stone unturned. We have got Azure trial account, how you can create them. Then we can have AKS upgrade channels, and we have clustering, pricing tier, walkthrough, cluster walkthrough, auto scaling. We haven't left anything. And then finally deploying a full stack application to AKS as well. Finally, we have the Kubernetes on everybody's favorite, Amazon. We have EKS in the Amazon, and we have the auto mode. We have also walked through with the trial account, node group. We have got to-do app with EKS, dynamic storage, and finally, yes, of course, deploying in every single section. So as I said that, yes, it is super, super in-depth. We haven't left anything out. And if you feel that, okay, this section could also have been added, we would love to add that. Just reach us out on Twitter, and a thank note on the Twitter would also be helpful. But again, just reach us out on the Twitter that, hey, we are enjoying this content. Can you add this topic as well? We'd love to teach, and we would love to add more content to this as well. But I think for anybody who is watching, this is more than enough. So this is all that I wanted to share for as an introduction of this course. And that is it. Now let's get started with the journey of Docker and Kubernetes.